The floor is mine. Wow. I need my little notes because English is not my main language, and Swedish isn't either. I don't know one single word, or at least this morning I learned my first word, and I even don't remember how to pronounce it. Right? It was like Guten Morgen or something. So we make this joke. We also always say knäckebröd because we know it's from Sweden and that's what we eat in the Netherlands. But I will have to do in English, and sometimes it will be difficult for me too. My name is Annette, and I work for Coin. And Coin does this: we create complementary currencies for different kinds of purposes. It could be a social purpose, like we did with this coin. It's called the Makkie. If you want to translate it, you would say it's the easy. It's easy to do. It's more easy to do it together, and it's a social coin for the East Amsterdam area, where they wanted to get a positive influence on the social responsibility of the people living there. So if you do some volunteer work and you do that for an hour, you can earn 1 Makkie. And with this Makkie, you can do fun stuff. You can go ice skating, or you can go to a movie, or you could go to a concert. But the most important thing is you can use it to trade amongst each other. So if I have a neighbor and he's good in painting, I could ask him to do a painting job, and I pay him the amount of Makkies, the amount of hours it will take. And so there's a lot of different currencies that Coin, the association where I work for, are involved in, but we never made our own currency. We always did it as a project. We were asked to do it for a municipality or an organization. So we never had our own coin. And with TradeQoin, we, for the first time, built our own complementary currency. So I'm going to tell you about that adventure, and I'm, maybe tell you something, what it does for the Netherlands and what it could do for your region here in Sweden. Money makes the world go round. That was a very famous song back in the days. It was in a movie called Cabaret, and Liza Minnelli sang it. It was my dad's favorite movie, so I had to watch it a lot of times when I was a kid. But does it really make the world go round? The current money system is very unstable, as we just heard this morning. European and American banks are under pressure. And even Mr. King, former president of the Bank of England, predicted that the banks would lose their monopoly on money. Before I started working for Coin, I never gave much thought to the question, what is money? Money is something that goes through your hands every day. We enjoy it when we have it, and we worry about it when we don't. It's bills and coins, and we heard this morning, when we ask people where does it come from, we think that the government makes it. So I want to tell you something about, we heard this morning what money is, but I want to go back in history how it came about. In the time of the hunters, people didn't need money. They lived in small groups, and they hunted for meat and fished for fish, and they picked fruits from trees and bushes, and they took care of their own group. They picked what they needed. But then after this period, they started building villages, and they wanted to trade. And the first economy that came about was a barter economy. If I had 2 chickens and you had a goat, we might, exchange that. Or I had eggs and you had milk, we could make a trade. Over time, people started using valuable items to trade. Salt was a very valuable item in that time. The word salary comes from the word sold. Salary is something we get in our bank account every week or month if we work. It was a valuable item because it kept its value. You could save it for a lot of years, and people wanted it all the time. And so they started using silver and gold. And in time, money evolved in the thing that we know today. But what is, if you want to answer the question, what is money? My son was having a test the other day, and I was, bothered about the question and what to tell you. And he said, "Mom, it's very easy," because he just read it in his notebook. Money is something that we can measure. It's an item of account. It provides us a common base for prices. It makes it easier to determine the value of things. Second thing is, it's a medium of exchange. You can use it to buy and to sell something to one another. And the third thing is, you can save money. You can save it for later, or you can save it for a big purchase that you want to do. But money is much more than that. It's the oil that makes people trust each other. It's the glue that binds us as a community. Because without money, modern society could not function. I need those notes, otherwise I don't know where I am in my story. But the money that we know so well today isn't functioning for all its purposes. The unstable world economy, the banks that fall, bankruptcies of countries like Greece, huge cuts in investments on social care. We struggle, and we now know that one size of money does not fit all. Money was created by people. We came up with this great idea, but it evolved in something that is not working for every purpose and every person. And as creative as we are, we come up with new ideas, or old ideas in a new jacket. Like the Bitcoin. Nobody actually knows who invented it or created it, but it seems to be really easy to transfer money all over the world by Bitcoin. So it a new purpose. There's all kinds of new coins, like the Aurora coin, the Ripple, the Litecoin. So all invented by people. The past decade has been about globalization. The glue and the oil spread over the world and binds us all together. We are bound by the rules of Europe or the American banks. But at the same time, we value our own country more, our own region. And we want to feel committed. We want to have an influence on what's going on. We do not want the pressure of the banks. We want to create our own successes. And that's what we are doing with TradeQoin. We are, out of our own strength and our own power, we are creating a better economy. It's like the Swiss knife. If you know what you want to achieve, you know which knife to pick. It's the same with currencies. If you know what your purpose is, you know what kind of currency you have to create and to use in order to get to that purpose. What we're doing with TradeQoin is not new. There are 750 trade exchange networks all over the world. Most of them are in the United States, but there are many examples in Europe as well. 400,000 small and medium enterprises are connected, are joining those World Trade Exchange organizations, and they do a total turnover of $100 billion a year. So that's a serious branch. There's a global industry association. It's called the IRDA, the International Reciprocal Trade Association. They set some rules, and they look out for this branch that we do the right things. And there's lots of, I just figured let's show some big and good and successful trade exchange barter organizations. Barter Card is the biggest one in the world. They are in several countries. They started in Australia and in New Zealand, and they are now in the United States and in England and in a lot more countries. Turk Barter is doing good business in Turkey. IMS and New Barter are in the United States. And the oldest barter in the world is the Weergenossenschaft, the Weerbank. It's the biggest one in Europe. They started in 1934 in response to the great economic crisis. And now, 80 years later, they have over 60,000 members. Almost 20% of all the businesses in Switzerland are connected to the Weerbank. The Weerbank is an economic circle. It's a community And this network works because of solidarity. People feel committed to their own market, to their country, and they want to do good for their country. It's a credit system. They issue credits to their members, and those credits are secured by the assets of the members. Studies have shown that the turnover is extremely cyclical. It adds, it has a really positive effect to the resilience and stability of the Swiss economy in times of downturn. TradeQoin, that's what I know the most about, so that's what I want to tell you more about. TradeQoin is a network of small and medium enterprises, and they do business with each other, and they pay each other with a virtual currency. Oh, wrong button. Why do we need a new currency? Why not do business with the euro? Well, I'm going to tell you with a diagram. Every business has a certain capacity, a maximum amount of products or hours to be sold. Like the restaurant has 25 tables and they can book 25 tables an evening. Or a hotel has like 100 rooms and they can book 100 rooms a day. In times of downturn and even in times of a flourishing economy, it's not very likely that you sell everything you can sell. I mean, there's always a couple of rooms available in your hotel. The room that you cannot book today cannot be booked tomorrow. I mean, that's gone. So with this turnover, you have the cost of goods and services, and you make, if you're doing good, a little bit of profit. As I said, there is an amount that is not sold, that you are able to serve on more clients. And that part that you don't sell, that is the part we are looking for in TradeQoin. We are trading each other the things that we do not sell. So let's say the 5 tables in a restaurant that were not booked are now booked within the TradeQoin network, and you can make like 500 TradeQoin. So you add that to your turnover, and well, sitting in your bank, it's doing nothing. When this is getting interesting when you're going to spend those TradeQoin, because once you spend those TradeQoin, you're saving euros. So let's say you buy bread every day for your restaurant, and it's costing you, let's say, 200 euros or krones. I don't know what a good price is for bread in Switzerland. I do it in euros. Let's say it will cost you 200 euros a day, 1,000 a week, because you're 5 days open. If you could do that trade in TradeQoin, you could save 1,000 euros a week. So, I mean, your profit grows because of the fact that you sold your tables for TradeQoin. Do I make any sense? Do you follow? Okay, thanks. We're going to look at it from another perspective, from the perspective of the business owners. We're going to build our own network here, a small network. This is Susan. She has a design agency and she designs corporate branding. She designs websites. She lost some clients because of the recession, and well, she could use some, and she really has to cut down on costs because of the fact that she lost some clients. This is John. He has a cleaning company. John has like 5 employees, and they have been working with him for a couple of years. He is paying them 24 hours a week for cleaning, but lately he's finding it difficult to keep him busy because he also lost some clients. And what John needs is a computer network, and he has no budget for that. This is Mark. Mark has a computer maintenance shop. His shop exists for almost 5 years, and you know, he's doing really good. He can earn a good living, but still he has some time on his hands to serve on more clients. And he wants to celebrate his 5th anniversary of the company. Oh, that was a bit too fast. Well, and then we have Roland. He's a painter, and he's just a startup. He started painting he started his painting winter over summer. He had a lot of work, but now the autumn is getting about, and it's a downtime. So he really needs a website for his new business in order to get visible within the region. Okay, we're back. Susan had to cut down on costs, so she let go her cleaning lady. And after 3 months, she's fed up with doing the cleaning herself. And to be honest, she's better at designing websites, and she wants to spend more time doing that. So she goes to John and she said, "Are you willing to clean my office?" And he says, "Yeah, because my people have some time on their hands. I will." So they make a trade, and she pays him 1,200 TradeQoin. Oh man. Yeah. So now Susan has a negative balance of 1,200 TradeQoin. And John has a positive balance of 1,200 TradeQoin. John needed a new computer network very desperately, but he did not have the euros. But now he does have, TradeQoin, so he can spend within the network. And he's looking for the maintenance shop of Mark. And Mark says, "Yeah, sure, I will give you a new computer network. It will cost you 800 TradeQoin." So there comes another transaction, 800 in the plus for Mark, and John still has 400 left. Then we have our startup painter. He really needs his website badly, and Susan is willing to get this job because she has a negative balance and she really has to earn this back. So he pays her 2,000, and she goes to 800, and he has 2,000 in the zero. Then Ellen heard about TradeQoin. And she says, "Hey, nice things going on there. I would like to join." Everybody can join the network. I mean, if you have goods or services that are for sale and you have the ability to serve on new clients, you can participate. But everything is about offer and demand. There must be a demand for your products or services. And you must be able to, so you must be able to sell things. And on the other hand, you must be able to spend all the currencies that you earn, because once they're in your bank account, they're doing nothing for you. They start working for you once you spend them, and you start saving euros. We ask Ellen, "Okay, where do you want to spend those TradeQoin that you plan to earn?" And she said, "Well, I have a painting job, and I need print work, and I might need a lawyer because, I have this problem with my..." So, we are finding out that she will be able to spend and she will be able to learn. So we say, "Yeah, you can come to our network." But still, she's in the catering business, and, we have to find out if catering is something that our people, our businesses want, if there's a request for that. And we know that Mark has his anniversary coming up, so we actively go to him and say, you have this anniversary, you want to have a party. Are you willing to trade for catering? And he's willing, so now Ellen can enter the network and they can do a trade. So that's how it works. So TradeQoin can help grow your business. It will get you new customers that would not have come to you if you had not joined the network, because these are businesses that want to save euros. They have overcapacity that they can use for doing new investments. So it will get you new customers. It will give you a better cash flow. As you see, you don't have to loan money. Everybody can get a credit line if you have a solid company. You don't have to pay interest over the credit that we give you. I mean, that's just the way it works. If you add all the balances together, the negatives and the positives, the outcome will be zero. So that's how it works. It's a coin that, has to go around. It is for investment. It's not for saving, because you will not get interest over your positive balance, and you will not pay interest over your negative balance. Well, let's look at your area. I'm finding it difficult to pronounce it the right way, so I feel a bit hesitant to do that. we could build, if you look at the regular economy, it usually goes like this. Money comes into the area by earning. You sell your stuff and you earn money. But then we start spending the money that we earn, and we buy a lot of things out of our own region. We buy print work online because that's much cheaper. We even go abroad for that. Or we buy clothes from China, or we buy, So that's what happens in the regular economy. With TradeQoin, it's different. With TradeQoin, you're bound to spend the TradeQoin that you earned within the network. So the money the TradeQoins that we earn, they go round within the region, and they do good for a lot of businesses. So the lawyer that went to court and earned 500 TradeQoin goes out to dinner with his wife within, in a restaurant in the area, and that restaurant needs, like say, tablecloths and buys that within the region, and so the money goes around and does good for the region. I want to show you a little film that we made. We interviewed a couple of the businesses that that participate in TradeQoin. So it is in Dutch, but it's subtitled, so I hope you can follow it.
TradeQoin is een netwerk voor en door ondernemers om met elkaar zaken te doen en elkaar te betalen in ons eigen geld, de TradeQoin. Hoe dan? Kijk zelf maar.
Ik ben Sander van animatiestudio Eurobuk en we maken animaties.
Mijn naam is Pieter Mandenmaker. Ik verkoop maatpakken.
Ik ben Mireia van Mireia's Import. Wij importeren wijn uit Spanje.
Mijn naam is Manouska Botse en ik ben oprichter van carcleaners.nl.
Via TradeQoin heb ik advocatendienst afgenomen.
Er is een transactie mijn kant op gekomen met dit event. De TradeQoin die ik daarin verdien, daarmee kunnen we ook echt leuke investeringen gaan maken.
En ik heb een Barter gedaan voor vindbaarheid in Google. Het grootste voordeel is toch dat je binnen een netwerk met elkaar handel kan maken eigenlijk die er anders niet geweest was.
En dit geeft je toch wel de ruimte en de adem om te blijven bestaan zonder een bank.
Omdat ik de manier van handel vind ik sympathiek.
In eerste instantie idealisme.
Ik denk dat het goed is dat wij onafhankelijk worden van bestaande financiële markten. En ik denk dat het goed is dat MKB een eigen kanaal heeft om hun betalingen te regelen.
De manier waarop er gewerkt wordt en ook de manier waarop de mensen van TradeQoin je helpen eigenlijk om je business te bouwen. Dat mensen zeggen van je moet dus met hem zaken doen, want hij doet dit en dat is misschien voor jou iets. En dan ben je al via dat netwerk, word je geïntroduceerd, je kent elkaar en dat werkt gewoon heel prettig.
Voor mij zijn er 3 redenen waarom ik enthousiast ben over TradeQoin.
In eerste instantie omdat het mij een mechanisme biedt waardoor ik nieuwe klanten kan vinden. En dat heb ik hard nodig in deze tijd. Het tweede is dat het TradeQoin een mechanisme is waardoor ik euro's kan besparen zonder dat ik in mijn uitgaven ga snijden. En het derde is dat we op deze manier bouwen aan een nieuw ondernemersklimaat voor MKB-ondernemers in Nederland. En dat is erg hard nodig volgens mij.
En daarom nu deze Simbit-campagne, zodat we TradeQoin goed kunnen door laten groeien. Dus investeer en spread the word.
That was just a movie I could use for this. Let's get back to my presentation. Where is it? Okay. Oh, it starts from the beginning. I will have to go back to this and then. Okay, I promised you to tell you something about our experience, so I'm going to take you on a little journey on how we started. We started thinking about how to create our own trade exchange organization, and we visited the United States to get to know a couple of those organizations, and we tried to create our own situation for the Netherlands, which would really fit us. We started building our network in October of 2013, just a year ago, and we did that under the radar. Just, we wanted to get to know our market. We picked an area of a range of 40 kilometers with 300,000 inhabitants and 25,000 businesses, because that's a good market to start. And we picked the Amsterdam area, where there's lots of people and lots of businesses. And Coin is situated there, so that was easier for us. And we started to build, and we started to give lectures and to invite people for events and tell them all about our great idea. And we were looking for the early adopters. But what we learned from the United States, if you want to build your network, you have to do it fast, because once you get people enthusiastic, they want to start trading. So, and there's a big risk if you have a small network and you start trade, then you might be able to earn something, but then you have to spend it, and then maybe that specific item or service that you want is not there yet. So we said we want to build a network of 80 businesses, and then we're going to start trade. So we really speed it up, and within 6 months we had 130 businesses lined up. We bought a small network, so that's why it went a little bit faster than we had expected. And when we had 100 businesses there, we started to trade, and we figured, let's give a big push on the gong, and then we're off, and people are going to start trading. But that did not happen. Trading needs good brokering. And in order to do that, because this is new for people, it's a new currency, it's kind of exciting, Is it going to work out? Am I not going to lose money? So we started by a big inventory. What do you need and what do you have available for trade? And we put all kinds of ads on a website. We have a marketplace where offers and demand can be projected. So, and then, we started organizing events where businesses could meet and, they could interact. And we noticed that when we would put those entrepreneurs together, that, trade would come about, because everybody, I'm talking to you, I trust you, I've seen you before, and then things were going well. So active brokering is really important in the start of a new trade exchange organization. And then we needed to grow our network further, because there were requests for products and services that we could not offer. So, for example, in this film you saw a girl, or a woman. She's called Manushka, and she's from carcleaners.nl, and she cleans cars. And we got in touch with her because we had a rental business for cars, and he really needed a car cleaning service on location, and that's what they do. So I found them, via the internet, and I called them and I said, this is what we're doing. I have a new customer for you. He has 25 cars. Are you interested? And sure, she was interested. I didn't tell her beforehand that we paid each other with TradeQoin. But once we met and I told her about it, she was really enthusiastic. And now she's really into this, and she's doing good business within our network. What we are looking for is reoccurring transactions, because in order to really prosper from participating in TradeQoin, you need to do like 1,000 TradeQoin a month. And that's not something you do, in the first year. We aim to do that in the third year. So now we're trying to connect businesses to each other and try to find the reoccurring transactions. Services is very, easy to trade, because it doesn't cost a lot of money to to give an extra hour of advice, so it's easy to trade within a network. With cars, for example, it's really difficult because I think there's a margin on a car of about 1%. Well, you know, that's not going to happen within a trade exchange network. The service on your car, on the other hand, is really, you know, that could be done. New tires could be done. So we're finding our ways to those reoccurring transactions that businesses need every month or every 3 months or maybe every year. Could be an accountant, could be a lawyer, could be accommodation, rent for your head. There are already businesses in our community that pay for rent for their office space with TradeQoin. Hospitality is a big thing. I think the restaurants that we have within the network are the most successful at this point. Because we really like, it's nice to spend TradeQoin. I mean, it's much nicer than spending euros because every time you spend a TradeQoin, you're saving euros and it makes you kind of, you know, feel good. And it's easier to spend them because, you know, it doesn't feel like real money. Hospitality is a big thing and it makes trade between countries also very attractive. If we look at the hospitality branch, because they can earn very easily, they have to spend it as well. And what we see happening is they spend it on laundry services or they spend it on wines. They spend it on bread. Bread is a big thing. We just had this company coming to us and he said, I sell bread. You know, can I join? And of course he could, but you know, we really had to find out if bread would be a good item for sale in our network. And it really worked out. He's very, he does good business within a network. So we try to make loops. We try to close the loops. If you have a demand and you have a request, you know, you have to connect those businesses together. It's all about offer and demand, and that must be in a good balance within the network. That's how it works. What's important to know, one TradeQoin in our network equals €1. And for us that's important because we want the prices within the network to be honest prices. You don't want to pay more within our network. We want, you know, if a room costs €100, then we want to pay 100 TradeQoin within the network. And what's important to know is that you cannot buy TradeQoin. The only way to get TradeQoin is to earn them within the network. So you have to sell your services or your products in order to get them. And once you have them, you cannot exchange them for euros or krones or dollars. The only way to get rid of them is to spend them. Very important is that, you know, this is a currency that should be spent, it should not be saved. I mean, I told you before that, you know, you don't get interest over your positive amount and it's not doing anything for you when it's in your bank account, so you should spend it. We say that we would like every participant to go through the zero from positive to negative or from negative to positive balance every 4 or 6 months. So if you have a negative balance, you should earn back that negative balance within a period of 6 months. If you have trouble finding the right clients, there's good brokers within the network to help you find those clients and to make sure that you are visible within your network. Or we think about what you are offering now and what you might be able to offer within a network where you might meet more clients. If you're not able to repay to earn back what your negative balance is, then you will eventually have to repay that in euros. And taxes must be paid. You cannot, you know, like the tax authorities, they really don't care if you earn dollars, euros, or krones, or TradeQoin, as long as you pay your taxes.
In euros.
Sorry? In euros, yeah, that's the case. But the other way around is the same way. If I pay VAT, if I pay VAT for my business and I pay that in TradeQoin, I can claim it back from the tax authorities in euros. If I earn them, then I have to pay them within TradeQoin, so in euros. So if you, it's a dollar that has to go around. So you know you don't it's not a real problem if you spend your trade coins fast enough. We now are building our network, and we have 186 businesses, and we plan to make it a cooperative organization once we reach the 300 participants. This will be a currency for and of the participating businesses. It's not free. You know, if you want to join, you have to pay a monthly fee of 25 euros, and we ask for a transaction fee on every on every purchase that you do within the network of 5%. And of those 5%, 1% goes into a guarantee fund, and that's really important because, you know, there might be a company that goes bankrupt. So that's how we covered that risk. The risk and the guarantee fund is also the ownership of the cooperative. That's how we plan to do that. TradeQoin is the third-party record keeper. We provide the portal, the banking software. We do if you like, the brokering and the credit check, which is really important. I mean, everybody that joins should be able to have a credit line, and for 500 TradeQoin, that's no problem. You can just have it. But over 500 TradeQoin, we do a credit check. And we want to make sure that your business is healthy, that it's not on the point of bankruptcy, because we really need healthy businesses to participate. It's not participating in TradeQoin is not going to save your company if you're, going down the line, but it's going to do good when you're, kind of in a good situation. We think that, and we know that from experiencing and looking to other businesses, that in a good trade exchange organization, you are able to grow your profits like 10 to 15%. And you should not do more turnover than 10 to 15% of what you're doing, because you really need the euros for the salaries, and you need the euros for other things. But to give you an extra boost, TradeQoin could really help. Well, I already told you. No, I didn't. To start up a trade exchange, as I said, it's important to make a little speed at the beginning, so you can start up trade, and then within the second year you should get to a break-even point when you have 300 SMEs joining, and after that the growth will go more rapidly. That's our experience, because when you have 300 businesses, everything is for sale. In the beginning, you have to be really patient, because you might want something that is not there, or you might have to wait until the broker has found a business that is able to deliver what you're looking for. But when there's 300 businesses, almost everything is for sale, and that's when it gets really attractive for businesses to participate. We are planning, so this is what we're doing now. We just started in our second year, so we are building our network up to 300, and then once we reach that, we're going to copy this, and we want to build more networks throughout the Netherlands. We planned 5 before 2015, and then after that we want to, and maybe at the same time we want to go across the border and see what we can do in northwest of Europe. Maybe in Sweden, maybe in Ireland and in Belgium. This is something I thought maybe you might be interested in, this, what the turnover of a good working trade exchange network could be. We ask 25 euros a month, which is 300 euros a year for participating. If you have let me check. Oh yeah, and if you if you have 300 businesses and they trade like 1,000 TradeQoin a month times 12, your market grows with 3.6 million TradeQoins a year. So that's the new market that you created. For participation, we ask 25 euros. So there's and 5% on every purchase. So you have a turnover of 270,000. So for the cost of that, you can achieve that. So I think that's not bad, right? that was my presentation. I think I'm much faster than I was supposed to be. Are there questions? Were there things that are not quite as clear as they should be?
How is it with this? How do you find the 1,000 limit for 1,000? Is it experience or is it that you have made calculations for that?
1,000 is good because then it's easy. It's easier to trade. Yeah, I think the maximum is like 3,000. If you get bigger than a 3,000, you should start a new community. So it might sometimes be better to create a new community next to the one that you already have, instead of growing it bigger and bigger. Yeah, because the community sense is really important in this situation. Yeah.
We'll take the rest of the questions later.
Okay.
Thank you, Annette.
You're welcome.